Next round is Pick of the Polls. Rob, Rosie, Joel, what do you like the look of?
Ooh, OK. Oh, was that a school photo?
It does look like that. It does really look like that.
We're gonna have to go for Joel.
OK, so you've gone for Joel. Joel, you're used to keeping secrets on The Masked Singer, so here's your related question. Most people think they're good at keeping secrets. True or false? What do you think?
I think I'm bad, actually, at keeping secrets. And I'm now involved in The Masked Singer, which involves me keeping a secret. We filmed it in September, so...
You filmed it in September. Checks landed, right? Fuck it.
Yeah, basically, with The Masked Singer, it's so funny because people on Twitter and everyone who watches it generally go like, what is this show? This is the worst television I've ever seen. And 5 minutes later, they're like, I'm addicted, I love this show so much.
I love the show so much.
Thank you, Rosie.
But the only heartbreaking thing for me is I can never do it. Because people will be like, why is that unicorn got cerebral palsy? Oh, it's Rosie.
No, but this is the thing. This is the thing with the show, Rosie. People throw out red herrings. It could be someone pretending to have cerebral palsy.
Rosie, you can go on it and pretend not to have cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
Oh, but then I'll lose a lot of TV work.
Rosie. Rosie. Never mind the TV work, what about the benefits?
Imagine the disabled bay. You can really lay it on thick.
Yeah, I love that, but my favourite perk is the toilet.
Oh, the toilet.
Great for shitting, great for wanking.
Wanking. Is that what those bars are for?
Yeah.
And then you pulled when you've come. Someone help me! Absolute mess in here! I used the disabled toilet once because there was no other toilet, right? I'm sorry, right?
Rob,
Sorry, OK?
you should have shot yourself.
I should have... That's what I should have done.
Yeah.
But I thought, I'll go and I'll be quick. Right, I was in there and then someone knocked on the door. I went, oh, I'll be out in a minute. And then he went, I hope you're disabled. It's a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think, you know...
Rob, are you good at keeping secrets?
It depends who you're trying to keep it from, innit? If you're trying to keep a secret from your mum, that's fine. But if, you know, the Taliban have got electrodes attached to your bollocks, then I'm going to talk.
What about you guys? You good at keeping secrets?
I'm good at keeping all of your secrets, even the ones about your sexuality.
Have you kept any big secrets?
Yeah, I'm good at keeping secrets.
Are you? Like when you pull people for a chat, which means a confidential conversation in front of 5 million people?
Oh, no. Yeah, no secrets in the house, but in general, yeah, if it's a big enough secret, if it's important, I'll keep it.
Like if you're dating Amber?
Oh, Lord.
If you were dating Amber, though, would you be able to keep that secret?
If I was dating Amber, it wouldn't be a secret.
So you're not dating her, but you are...
Oh, hey, I feel like I can't win. I can't win here.
What do you mean you can't win? You're fucking Amber. I think you are.
Rosie's very good for a secret because she's usually pissed. Like, I learned so much. We got to slag people off.
Yeah.
And, I like when people cut straight to the point. I don't want any small talk. I want to know who's fucking now.
Yeah. Me, not.
I've had the best secrets off you, Rosie.
Yeah, I mean, I am like a human megaphone.
Yeah.
Like, because people think I'm a cute little disabled lady, and they're like, oh, can I confide in you? And I'm like...
Oh, do that face again. That's a very good confide. Can I confide in you, Rosie? Can I confide in you?
And then I'm like, oh my God! Everyone gets using their football.
Yeah.
Is that foot porn?
A thruple. A threesome, Jimmy.
Thruple. Who called it a thruple? It sounds like something from the Victorian ages. One had a thruple last night.
What's your biggest secret, Catherine?
I mean, unfortunately, I've told everyone all of my secrets to make money, but... but I'm quite good at keeping other people's secrets. Like, before the show, Ovi told me that he has a weird dick, and I would never tell anyone that.
I can hide that for you.
Yeah. It's got...
I will keep that secret.
Yeah. OK, let's get some answers. So most people think they're good at keeping secrets. What do you think, Rob?
I think people think they are. I think they're like...
They think they are, but they're not.
But they'll say that they are.
What do you think, Catherine?
In the age of social media, there are no secrets. My family found out I was married on the Jonathan Ross show.
I don't think you're most people, though, Catherine.
Catherine's team.
Do you think it's true, Ovi?
I think it's true.
Ovi says it's true.
Ovi says it's true.
So that's what we say. We think whatever Ovi thinks.
Agreed.
It's true.
Well, I can tell you the answer is true. 89% of people think they are good at keeping secrets. I couldn't possibly reveal any showbiz secrets. All I can say is she left because she was fucking Noel Fielding.
How dare you?
It's like a mad, cheese dream, them two. I can't even work out the logistics. Big pointy shoes. It's like a hamster fucking a crow.
Wow. I know a great way to keep a secret. It doesn't always work, but you could try having Jeffrey Epstein killed. What do you want to go for?
This one in the bottom corner. Jesus saves.
That picture represents Christians, and this is a poll with a whole question. 21% of born-again Christians have what?
No friends.
I got some building work done at the beginning of the year, and it was a born-again Christian builders company. I thought I can trust them, they'll be all right. And he was doing some work in the kitchen, and he was sweating, and I went, no rest for the wicked. And without a gap, he just went, I wouldn't know, I'm one of the righteous. And just carried on, just doing stuff in.
You're going to be finished off with, you
You know, any extremists are crazy and ugly. Ugly. Oh, yes. I went to a born-again convention. You know, Jesus loves me. He said if he loved you so much, he would have given you a chin. I don't think Jesus loves you.
It was like the thing when, some athlete will win a gold medal and go, oh, thanks for Jesus, Jesus helped me out in this. And you think, what kind of God lets, Iraq happen, doesn't do anything but keeps a close eye on who wins the triple jump?
Well, technically, it's kind of cheating, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're using God to help you win a... It's worse than drugs. If you're in the long jump, and then you know that God's picked you up and gone, whoop, like that. It's not fair, is it?
Something to do with a very petty crime.
Have murdered.
It's to do with music. That's my final clue.
Have stolen CDs.
I'll give you that, Joan. It's actually illegally downloaded music. Yes, 21% of born-again Christians have illegally downloaded music. I've not found Jesus, but then I think he should try and find me. He's omnipotent, I'm on telly. Come on, Jesus, how tough's that? OK, Sean's team, what do you want to go for?
I'd like the one of Madonna with her head coming out of a dwarf's buttocks.
You've chosen a one-upmanship question. In a poll to find out the celebrity Brits would most like to swap houses with, Madonna came second. Who came top?
I watch Through the Keyhole when I get the opportunity. It
you
always
do.
seems to be Rusty Lee. The big laughing cook. And she's got quite a nice house, you know. Is it Rusty Lee? No.
You are devilishly close, Sean.
Really?
Have they done Madonna?
Have they done Madonna Through the Keyhole?
Who would live in a house with all these stolen children?
She didn't steal them, she adopted them. What celebrity's house do you want to live in?
I'd swap with Jamie Oliver, because he's a d***, right? And it only says I have to swap. He'd still have to live with my mum and dad. And they would hate him. He's always spitting when he's cooking. I'm chopping the thing. Like...
Say it, don't
He's
spray.
spitting, man.
Well, I can tell you, you're absolutely right. Right? Yes, the celebrity Brits would most like to swap houses with is Jamie Oliver. I'd like to swap houses with Jamie Oliver because I live in a soundproof box 2 miles underground. Sean, Jamelia, Paul, pick a question.
The lady with the telephones.
Lady with 2 phones. OK, well, this week, a study found that people look at their phones 150 times a day. So we asked our studio audience, would you describe yourself as a tech addict, yes or no?
Well, I don't feel I have to answer that question, and I'm shutting your butt down. I've answered that question before, and I don't see what you've got a right to talk about. I've said all I want to say on that subject.
But do you think about it? But do you think the tech...
I'm not your...
Would you describe
I'm not your slave, and you're not my master.
Would you describe yourself as a tech addict? No, but would you describe yourself as a tech addict?
I'm saying what I want to say.
OK. Are you obsessed by technology?
I would have said I was a tech addict. I've been a tech addict all my life, but I'm now getting to this point where everyone is a tech addict, and I'm finding it slightly repellent.
My feeling is that we've lost what I call shite talk, which is where 10 years ago an entire evening of conversation could be based around an easily verifiable untrue fact. You know, somebody like, do you remember when Wesley Snipes was in Grange Hill? Yeah, I think I do. And then someone's just like, not true. Hashtag I'm so lonely.
What annoys me is I think people have lost is just the ability to look out of a window on a train. People can't, they sit there looking at old text messages, conversations you've had in the past, because you can't bear to think for a second. Like old people didn't do. They didn't get on a bus with a shoebox full of letters.
I mean, it's all well and good with the fancy things, but to be honest, I got a new Hoover recently with a spectacularly fast cable recoil on it. You know what I mean? And because all of that sort of technology just exists in the realm of wizardry, but then you put your foot on this, yoink, and you're like, future, I like it. I do aspire to once being trapped somewhere with just the Hoover, and then I'd get the plug end, and I'd fire it up like that, and then just hit the button, hold on to it, and
Wow. It's interesting the way they invented that was that somebody who was hoovering needed to get out of there fast. There's a situation where they're hoovering and think, shit, I better get out of here. Bang! Doof, 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 we're gone.
Well, let's get some answers on this. So, would you describe yourself as a tech addict? What do you think our audience said, yes or no?
Yes.
We'll go yes.
OK, so you think our audience would describe themselves as tech addicts? What do you think?
Addicts never self-identify as addicts, so people would say no.
Oh, it's a good answer. I can tell you the answer is no. Only 42% of people would describe themselves as tech addicts. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your question. Top thing people boast about.
Do a lot of people go on about being the 1990 East Leinster under-14s triple jump bronze medalist? No, they don't, because that was me.
It's inherently not British, is it? But people, like, it's a very American thing. So, you know, I'm so proud of me. You know, I used to be like, I would have 3 cans of cola a day, and now I got a job. I don't give a shit. The British people, you're boasting in Britain. If someone says, how are you? And you go, yeah, I'm really well. You arrogant.
I boast about the fact that I can wear my left shoe on my right foot, my right shoe on my left foot.
Bullshit. There's no way a man could do that.
Yeah, I can, yeah. Look, there we go. It's a nice feeling. You just feel like, you know, you can do anything you want. You can go any direction you want. You're not bound by the usual rules. Try it with your shoes. It'll work well.
I've done it. Anyone can do it.
You've got to walk around in them a bit.
Have a little walk. Just see if it looks
walk around
normal.
in them. Don't wander around.
I'll be honest with you, Sean, it makes me feel a little bit queasy.
There's always this thing, whoa, and go around corners.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
It's a bit like when you're at...
Go, whoa, yes.
It's a bit like when you're at Clark's and they say, do they fit? And you sort of... Something's not quite right.
People boast about their kids. That's the thing people go on and on and on about.
Do you brag about your kids?
I do down my kids a lot. I tell them how shit they are.
During the news? Actually on the news?
Christian, I can tell you the right answer is bragging about their kids.
Oh.
Yes, the top thing people boast about is their kids. I make it a rule never to boast about my kids. The last thing I want is for my girlfriend to find out about them. 34% of Brits would prefer a trip to a car boot sale than a theme park. Do you think that's true or false?
True.
False. There we go. Let's crack on.
OK.
The reason people like car boots is because they can haggle the price of stuff. You can't do that in a theme park. It's £5 to get on the ride. I'll give you £3. All right, you're not allowed to use the belt.
Whenever I see a Ferris wheel, I do think the Millennium Wheel is clearly the best one.
It's so slow, though.
Well, if you scream louder, it goes faster. Did you not realise that was the system?
It's supposed to be a delightful journey with a view across London.
It's usually foggy or raining, so you can't see anything.
Oh, no, go when it's sunny.
Are you writing any of this down, Tricia?
Have you ever been to Alton Towers? They've done well. They've started to run out of names of big roller coasters. So the previous few have been like Nemesis, Oblivion, and then one at the moment's called Rita.
I don't like those teacups. I actually got beaten up in one once.
You got beaten up in a teacup?
Rides. Right. I was in this teacup rides and someone punched me in the mouth.
You suffered the gayest ever assault.
Yeah.
I was in the teacup, officer, and this brute hit me. I was just spinning gently. I was having a wonderful time.
I got punched. It was mistaken identity.
Why?
They thought I was someone else.
OK, so true or false, 34% of Brits would prefer a trip to a car boot sale than a theme park. True or false? Sean?
True.
True. Both going for true. Well, I can tell you the answer is true. 34% of Brits would prefer a car boot sale to a theme park. Most dangerous sport.
Is it any sport that's played in the vicinity of Alby City?
Greg, is tennis dangerous?
No.
Well, you hit it really hard, don't you?
Yeah, but you got to remember, the ball's soft, so it's not going to hurt you too badly.
Not that soft. It's not like a sponge ball and plastic rackets like at school. What about doubles, though? Have you ever hit somebody on the back of the head when playing doubles?
Yeah, I did that once.
Who was
Henman, wasn't it? It was Henman. You hate Henman.
Go on.
Is it five-a-side archery?
The ones that do my head in are the old people. You know, when you see them on local news and it's like, oh, now we're going to cut to Ernest. He's 89 today and he's about to do his first skydive. F*** off, Ernest. You're 89, sit in a chair and wait to die. That's what you're for.
It's kind of a posh sport.
Polo.
Rugby?
Rugby is exactly
Rugby.
right.
Rugby.
Yes, I can tell you the most dangerous sport is rugby. Rugby was invented at public school when some boys were playing football and thought, this isn't gay enough. Brit's biggest regret.
Shaving all her hair off.
Was it not letting Harry go to Iraq?
Winning the football thing.
World Cup.
World Cup, we did win it. We haven't stopped going on about it.
Remember when you were about 15, we won it?
Is it the repeal of the Corn Laws?
Ooh, 1832.
That was stupid. That was crazy. Because they were good, those Corn Laws.
What, sorry?
1847, nice call.
Was it 1847? Surely it was 32.
That was the Reform Act.
What do you think it's going to be like to sleep with a girl? Good knowledge, though. Brit's biggest regret.
Tricia.
But I'll give you a clue. It involves your partner.
When he murdered them and buried them.
Not
To do with
getting enough
sex.
sex.
Oh, losing them.
That's the right answer. Not getting enough sex. Yeah. Pick of the polls. Sean, Jack, Matt, what do you like the look of?
The big ship.
Ah, the Titanic.
That is the Titanic. This week, an Australian tycoon unveiled plans for Titanic 2, a replica of the Titanic. So we asked our studio audience, would you travel on Titanic 2, yes or no?
Definitely not.
It's going to take the same route as the original Titanic, and it's an exact replica.
I very much hope it sinks in that case. Because, sorry, people getting off on the idea of being on the Titanic and going on the same route, which would killed what, 1,300 people or something. I think that's sick. What are you going to do next? You're going to go on a Lockerbie flight, you know?
I mean, you're right about the taste. You wouldn't go on the Costa Concordia, would you? You wouldn't go on a recreation of that. It was only a few months ago. It's, oh, but because it was decades ago, it's all right. It's not. It's They're poignant.
Yeah, it's a bit grisly.
If they did do it, I'd like to stand in the harbour at New York in a top hat going, where you been? I've got a beard about a mile long, going into the harbour.
So you wouldn't go on this?
I wouldn't go on a cruise in the modern day era, let alone back when the Titanic was happening, because it's rubbish. It's like checking yourself onto a floating prison. You can't really do anything, can you, on a cruise? Has anyone been on a cruise?
Yeah, on Hampstead Heath, yeah.
Very different vibe.
I don't like boats, I get bored of waving. You have to wave all the time, don't you? Why do you have to wave on a boat? It's ridiculous, you don't do it on a train. Yeah. I'm on a train, I'm on a boat, get over it. I do that on the tube every day. Hello, 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 it takes forever. Sick of it, on a boat, whoa! Chill out.
Would you go on this?
When are you going to get a better chance to do practical jokes? Like, how many laughs do you reckon you'd get? I would be up every morning just go, iceberg, dead ahead!
Or you just stand by the lifeboats, just never leave them, just lean on them all the time. Yeah. Anyone comes near me, fuck off.
I wouldn't go on Titanic 3. Like, if that one goes down as well, and they go, we're going to do a third one, that's when I go, look, you need to stop doing Titanic. This one's going to be safer than any boat because they're going to be so aware. Like, I'd rather get on a plane the day after a plane crash because I think they're not going to be two, are they? But if there hasn't been one for ages and I get on a plane, I think, God, we're due here.
Are you aware of 9/11?
Are you aware of 10/11? No, nothing happened.
So, would you travel on the Titanic too, yes or no? What do you think our audience said?
No.
No.
No
No
chance.
chance.
Of course they said yes. Of course they said yes.
Of course they said yes, you dick.
They said yes.
So yes
Dick
or no,
about it,
I
Jimmy.
can tell you the answer is yes. 74% of our studio audience said they would travel on Titanic too. What do you like the look of?
I like the Valentine.
You've chosen the Valentine's card. Here's your related question. Most people hate Valentine's Day. True or false?
Well, I hate Valentine's Day, but I'm not most people. I don't think it's fun to go out on the busiest night of the year and watch your partner just spend a fixed fee on dinner and then totally a rose away from an aggressive Romanian.
I hate Valentine's Day because if you're single, it reminds you you're alone. And if you're with someone, it reminds you that you've got someone, but you're still not happy. And I know that's true because I read it on a card from my boyfriend, okay? That was a joke. I don't have a boyfriend, but I'm just a very lonely time.
I'm at the other end of the thing. I've been married 15 years. Do you know what I mean?
Nearly gay.
Nearly gay.
12 more to go.
At the moment, Valentine, we just do a firm handshake and a nod. You go, yeah, we're still here. It's weird as well, because like, I think most people, you rarely find someone who's like a big Valentine's Day... Everyone thinks it's shit, don't they? What? My wife thinks it's shit, but if I forget it, she'll still be angry. Work that one out.
I hated that thing where, like, the opposite of Valentine's Day, everyone was like, oh, a month later, it's steak and blowjob day. As if that's the opposite of Valentine's Day. Then shall we rename Valentine's Day to plant-based protein and pussy? Like, it's not... That's
I'm
going
not
to get
averse
cut
to
so
that.
fast.
Yeah,
Step up, Rob.
Yeah.
Step up. Is Emma stepping up her expectations now that you're doing a lot of telly and touring?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, like, well-known. I'm not sure how many of this audience knew me. When I walked on, I just looked like an electrician had wandered on set. Do you know what I mean?
You look stunning.
Thank you. Slag. That felt like a risk. Fuck me. Like, I'm in my early 40s now. My body is starting to fail a bit. You know what I mean? I've got carpal tunnel in both hands. So I can't really grip things, you know? And I always thought that she'd leave me for somebody taller or richer, but it could just be a bloke that could open jars at this point. Some flash bastard comes in and goes, give me that marmalade. I'm like, OK, mate, she's yours. Look after her. She's a lovely girl. I mean, she talks a bit in the beginning of films, but if you get past that...
Do you find yourself, like, at the shops going, no, I don't really like pickled onions anymore?
You stay away from them gherkins, girl.
My friend last year went on a Valentine's Day and she went on one of the dating apps and she had, like, this lovely date. She met this guy, it was all nice. They were, like, drinking a bottle of wine and they're, like, flirting, ha, 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 and because that's how you flirt. And
She said, oh, I'm going to go to the
Yeah.
bathroom. So she went to the bathroom. She got to the bathroom, put her phone down. She's doing her hair in the mirror. And her phone went, boop, boop, like, vibrated. So she picked it up and read it. And it was a text message from the date at the table. And she read it. Then she came back out. And the guy sitting there had his head in his hands. And she went, and he went, yeah, I think I just messaged you. And the message read, yeah, mate, we're a bottle of wine down. Think I'm going to fuck her in the bum tonight?
And this, sorry, Jamie, this friend of yours. Jessica, what about you're married, right?
Yeah.
You do the Valentine's
well, no, too risky.
Too risky.
Yeah, diarrhea day, I call it.
Why is it called diarrhea
I
day?
am allergic to oysters, and I found that out the hard way.
Where were you putting them?
Genuinely.
There was a bottle of wine down.
I think, actually, that people should know this about oysters. That a lot of them, because, no, Jamie, it's important. A lot of oysters contain the norovirus. And the seas are getting warmer, guys. And
Quality.
the bacteria is not dying in the cold seas like it used to. And that's making us sick. And that's making us poo our pants in front of people. Now I know that I was allergic to oysters and not Valentine's Day. The other thing that happened to me on Valentine's Day was that I put candles all around my room and I took off my tights in a sexy way.
That's impossible.
How do you do it like that?
That is impossible. That cannot be done. You're putting too much pressure on yourself.
Yes, that's why I
Tights
hate
can't be removed
Valentine's.
sexily.
No, exactly. And I caused a fire.
What, from the candles or the friction?
From the... I don't know.
Well, some people love Valentine's Day so much they'll go to any lengths to protect their gifts. OK, most people hate Valentine's Day. True or false? What are you going to go for?
Oh, true.
True.
I think most people hate it,
We
too.
all hate it. Do we all hate it?
I think false. I think
Yeah.
people do like it. It's a bit of fun, especially
nice.
for single people.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you the answer is false. Only 33% of people hate Valentine's Day. I like to shower my girlfriend with gifts on Valentine's Day, and by gifts I mean sperm, and by girlfriend I mean tummy. Words can't express how beautiful I think my girlfriend is, but numbers can. 3 out of 10. Fucking hope she doesn't watch this. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. Sean, Holly and Amir, pick a question.
Well, I think we have to go for the boxing picture.
OK, all right. What do British people prefer, ballet or boxing?
I think boxing.
Yeah.
You think?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Who knew Amir was going to go boxing?
You know what? you get a lot of women now who like boxing. When I fight, 65% of my tickets are bought by women. And I don't know if that's because of boxing or because of me, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely the boxing.
Women you never think about women going to a boxing fight. It's like women going to a football match. I mean, you get a lot going, but 65%.
I've got another shot for you. They're in the pubs now.
Where's it going to end, Sean? They're going to be driving.
I went to the bloody laundrette the other day. There's a man doing the service washes. What's gone mental? What I want to know about this question is, when you say ballet or boxing, is it to watch or to take part?
Oh, to watch.
I like boxing. I like watching boxing. I think they should make it a bit more entertaining, though, by having car horns in the gloves.
Amir, I've got a boxing question for you.
Go on,
OK,
mate.
youngest ever Olympic medal winner, I believe.
Yep.
You got silver.
Yep.
Silver in boxing, that is second. There's only 2 of you in there. Just saying. Just saying.
Imagine if he'd come third.
Yeah, that went to the ref.
28 of us in the whole competition in that one division.
Yeah.
I was the youngest. I mean, all the rest were like 30.
It was amazing to watch. It's amazing. I don't see why you can't still be in the Olympics. The tennis players are in it.
Exactly. It's the only sport, I think, which don't let professionals get involved in the Olympic Games. Imagine they did. It would be so competitive. It would be brilliant.
So once you've gone professional, you can't go back to being unprofessional?
No, amateur.
Amateur.
Yeah,
Amateur.
Professional. I'm not sloppy. They don't just turn up with one glove. So professional. He's wearing skis, for Christ's sake. It's a boxing match.
You've got pretty good reactions. Yeah, that's the thing about being super
lightweight.
Super lightweight. So it's all about the reactions. It's about the speed. The speed is incredible.
Me, speed is power in it.
Okay, well, I want you to obviously have a good experience this evening. I want you to learn something. Have a look at this American schoolboy. Watch and learn.
Are you going trick-or-treating?
No, probably.
They've clearly set it up as a bit of a gag, and we're going to shock him. He's going to be scared. Not that scared.
Knocked him up, put him back in the bin.
Yeah.
That was a good show, wasn't it? Around the gym.
The other thing that, I mean, whatever. I'm not telling you how to suck eggs. I'm not your coach. I can't teach you how to win the fight. I can just guide you. Have a look at this, and I want you to think about this when you step in the ring. Yeah, have a look.
That was 1993, so it's sad to think that both of those cats are probably now dead.
I want to know when they stopped, because like in the boxing, they used to box like that. Like 100 years ago, people used to box.
You're age away, man. I mean, it's changed now.
It's changed. I'm not 100.
That's the pictures.
50 years
that's
ago,
how they used to
50
pose. They
years
didn't
ago.
used to go like that, did they?
Have you not seen? Have you not
time
seen
ago.
the Sherlock Holmes films? They definitely did. They used to punch like that.
They're not documentaries. That's not how Sherlock Holmes fought.
Yes, it is.
Hang on, Sherlock Holmes did not exist.
When you knock someone, you've knocked people out, don't you? Okay.
In the ring,
In the ring, yeah, that's what I meant, yeah. I didn't mean... I wasn't asking you to do someone for me. It must feel amazing, but also there must be a part of it when you knock someone out, you're thinking, brilliant, I'll finish work early.
Yeah, I mean, they always say to me...
Mate, I'm off.
Yeah,
So how quickly do you get home after the fight? Because that's a brilliant point, isn't it? If you knock him out and then you go, West Wing's on.
It just depends. It depends where the fight is. Normally, I can be home within an hour. With going to the fight, having the fight, and then coming back home, an hour.
That would have made a terrible ending to Rocky, which is how soon he was back on his sofa watching the television. Yeah, I'm home, love. Yeah, sorry, love.
Adrian!
World champion.
Adrian, can you make us a cup of tea? So what's the biggest audience you've fought in front of?
About 35,000. Yep.
35,000. Where was that?
That was in Cardiff.
And was that like, was it an official thing or was it on the street?
What's the biggest audience ballet get? Do you know?
Oh, when I did ballet, there was 36,000. And 66% of them were men. So...
Have you been to the ballet show?
Well, I'm part of the whole ballet boom going on at the moment. People go and watch a ballet, and it's people telling a story only using their legs. That's just cosmic, man. So they're just using their legs, like that, dancing around using their legs, and people going, it's like Skippy. It's like, what? The princess has been taken to the castle by the Wicked Witch? And they go, yeah. But it's great, just people telling a story only using legs. How good is that?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
OK, well, let's get an answer on this. John?
Ballet, I think, are we?
OK.
Yep. Right, guys?
You're going ballet? What do you think?
Voice of the people.
Boxing.
All right, I can tell you the answer is 56% of people prefer boxing to ballet. For those who haven't seen Black Swan, it's a powerful story about a man who gets a blowjob for going to watch a film about ballet. I'm pretty sure that was my take-home message. John, Christian, Tom, what do you fancy answering on?
Bit of shame not to have the man who's ill while we have someone who can help him.
Most people would rather diagnose themselves on the internet than visit a doctor. Is that true or false?
I think that is definitely true, yeah.
Do people come into the surgery now and go, well, I know you're a doctor, but I'm pretty sure I've read about this, I know exactly what it is?
They bring printouts. Great sheaves of printouts of proof that they've got rare Unga Bunga disease and they know it all about it. And
Is there Unga Bunga going round?
Yeah.
The reason I would self-diagnose is because if you think you're ill, a doctor's surgery is going to make you iller, whereas you're not going to catch anything surfing around on the internet. So like, I still don't understand why doctor's surgeries are the way they are. In the way we've evolved, there's still a room where you go, get all the sick people in a small room and leave them there for hours. And nothing to do but cough and phlegm all over everyone.
Yeah, but they've got a yachting magazine for you to protect yourself.
The worst thing is doctors diagnosing themselves. I've done it many times.
Well, how do you mean? What have you thought you
Well, I've nearly killed myself from appendicitis by ignoring it for a week, convincing myself it's just a bit of trap wind, I'll be all right. Until I was like, I couldn't walk like this. I had to drag myself to hospital with a galloping peritonitis, so...
That's not great.
Not great.
People still come to see you.
Not a good advert for myself.
Imagine if it had been trapped wind, though, the relief after a week. It's worth the gamble there, don't it? Just...
Tom, have you ever looked anything up on the internet when you've had a, I know you've just gone through puberty and stuff. Have you looked things up?
Strange things happen to my body. I'd definitely self-diagnose if I had the choice, because it would scare me if I did come to you, sir, and I had something exciting. You just stick it on the telly for everyone to look at.
Do you now meet patients and you look at it and you go, ooh, do you want to be on telly? That is amazing. That is TV gold, because that is a disgrace. It's like a badger that's been hit with a shotgun, my God.
Can I just say that when I was doing my show, Friday Night Dinner, the show before that was Embarrassing Bodies, right? So it was my first time on telly, and I was really excited, and I get all my friends to gather around and watch it, and if they tuned in 10 minutes early, they were looking at someone's septic bell end. It's like, my grandma ringing up, going, Tom, is that you? No, Grandma, it's not. 10 minutes.
I know you said you'd be on telly. What is the matter with you?
And I've kind of been blessed as well with the guests today, because Lorraine Kelly as well. Don't know whether you know this at all, but we kind of lived in the same village for like 16 years. Do you know my parents? You know Chrissy and Jim Rosenthal? Do you know them at all? Yeah, they're my mum and dad.
Are you the wee boy? Oh, that's just sweet.
So, like...
Oh, we had cheese and wine parties.
But when I look at you now, you do look like your daddy.
Exactly. Oh, I've got a story as well. My mum told me this. My mum told me this story, that my dad is like, as you can testify, like a semi-celebrity in his own right. He's like a sports presenter, and they were opening the new post office, Sam and Rhonda's.
Sam and Rhonda's? Absolutely.
You know Sam and Rhonda from the post office.
I'm not hearing anyone doing the left.
So it's been happening on the internet.
No, Jim Rosenthal was booked in to open the post office, basically, until Lorraine Kelly became available. So my dad got shafted, sat in the living room going, what has Lorraine Kelly got that I do not?
I imagine he'll recover now, watching his own son on TV going, my dad's a semi-celebrity.
That's lovely. Oh, that's really... Isn't he gorgeous? He's really sweet.
Yes, you are. Who's a pretty boy? Yes, you are. OK, so most people would rather diagnose themselves on the internet than visit a doctor.
I like to ask a few people. If you get, like, best of 5, if 3 people think you should go to the doctors out of 5, then you go to the doctors and you just lob it out, get a few people to have a look.
Lob it out?
Yeah. And then,
Yeah, show a few people first. Because you must get annoyed with people going to the doctors that have got nothing as well. You must get annoyed by people just turning up and going, have a look at this.
Do you think people turn up and just show up?
Have you got the feeling that anyone's just shown up and gone, have a look at this? Yeah. That is a corker, isn't it? You don't see many like that, do you? That is perfect. You want to take a picture?
It's happened to a colleague of mine. She had to do an examination on a chap when she was a student and thought you had to examine the willy when it was hard, not floppy. So it was sort of best said to this man. I don't know who told her this. I think someone had wound her
Whoever
up
did
as a
should get a
gag.
special prize. I just have to examine you here. Not really.
But basically did just that.
What? How'd you give it? I just have to wake him up.
And it was an elderly gentleman who was examining.
Who couldn't believe his luck.
Except that it took an awful long time to get there. I think another one of us students possibly had told her that this was the way you examine it.
And did she,
OK, so most people would rather diagnose themselves on the internet than visit a doctor. True or false? What do you think?
True, definitely true.
If the man says true, we go true.
Yeah, OK, what do you think?
I don't know. I think I'd rather see a person. It's like, you know, when you go into supermarkets and they want you to go in that machine with your shopping. I hate that. I like to see a person. I've actually stood in the supermarket and said, can I please see a person? Because I can't get it to work.
Oh, she's saying person.
Person.
Right, we'll go false then.
I don't know.
Go false, OK. So I can tell you the answer is false.
Well
yeah.
done, right.
66% of people would rather visit a doctor. If I get diagnosed on the internet, I always make sure I get a second opinion from CFAX. Sean, Joey, what do you like the look of?
The waxing.
OK, all right. So here's your related question. Most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments. True or false?
Well, you've undergone a few, or is that a natural tan?
This is natural.
Oh.
That's a natural tan, is it?
I've had sunbeds, but I've quit sunbeds now. I don't have no sunbeds no more, so...
You've quit sunbeds?
Quit.
My God, you've made some sacrifices, haven't you? When did you quit sunbeds?
Like last week.
So, what's your daily regime, beauty-wise? What do you do, beauty-wise?
Obviously, you know, I wake up, look at myself, and I think, dream. But then I get... Then what? Then I get in the shower, do my hair afterwards. Bang, bang. What are you saying?
Bang, bang. And who's over there?
That's meant to be the mirror.
Oh, I thought that was your carer. Jennifer, you're a lady. Now, do you think men are too pampered these days? Do we do too much?
Yeah, I do. I like men, like, hairy, smelly. They can fight.
Johnny Vegas.
Can feel
John, do you do any?
No, I wouldn't say I'm too embarrassed. I just think the prettier you are, the more you're going to disappoint someone at some point, because they'll think, oh, that's the one, and then you go,
So you don't do anything. You don't do any
I had
beauty
my
treatments?
first extraneous nostril hair this week.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the first one I was driving, and I just checked my rearview mirror, and it was there.
Hello.
That was the first vanity issue I've had of like, well, that needs sorting, and there's no reason I shouldn't have just let them all come out.
How'd you get it out?
No.
I just pulled and I pulled until I cried.
When you go to Brits and buy your first nasal trimmer, the way the girl looks at you, you know, she slides it across with the beep.
I don't know, Johnny.
What, and you can't look away, because if you look away, you give them a better angle.
Sure. Beauty treatments.
I have had waxing, but I won't take my trousers off. They have to do it keyhole.
Joey, you take very good care of your hair, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Have a little look at this.
I didn't know you blow dried your hair.
I don't blow dry my hair.
You just blow dried it.
No, I'm hair dry my hair.
That is a blow dry.
No, I blow dries when you go to a shop, innit? Like, if you go to a shop, you get your hair blow dried. You're a girl, you go to a salon.
It's
What?
not. If you blow dry your hair, you blow dry your hair. It's the same, whether you do it or someone else does it.
Yeah, but no, you got to put... I'm so confused.
Do you do that every day? Do you have to blow dry your hair every day?
Yeah, but I don't... This is not a blow dryer. This is a hair dryer.
Yeah, exactly the same thing.
So what do you think?
I'm going to get you a diffuser.
A what?
And then the can't technically say even that's another step away from blow drying.
A diffuser?
Yeah, it's one, you know, with the little spikes in it, you just run it through. What it does, it breaks it up and you'll get no split ends.
What have you done with the real Johnny Vegas?
Johnny, what do you use on your hair?
Hey, sunshine, I had a perm, all right, that, 2 minutes. I used to lacquer, I used a mousse, I used a diffuser. Didn't towel dry, because that created heat and friction. No, I'd wrap round, I'd give it 20 good minutes. I treated it with respect. I hope that shit falls out.
I didn't mean no offence to that, man.
Yeah, well, you did. And you know what? Give out for that. Look after it. You don't know where you go while you're young.
OK. So most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments.
I'm going bald! Look at that.
That's not that bad. No. I'm worse than that. Mind you, I think that's because I have very vivid dreams. I drive my head into the pillow.
OK, so most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments. True or false? What are you going to say, Sean?
True.
You think it's true? You think they are too embarrassed?
Yes,
John,
I do,
what do you
yes.
think?
Team?
Jennifer, what do you think? Are most men too embarrassed?
False.
You're going to go false? OK. I can tell you the answer is false. Oh. You got it. Yes. Yes, only 43% of men said they'd be too embarrassed to have beauty treatments. These days, you can even get your arsehole bleached. That's what Liz Hurley did with Shane Warne. Sean, Louise, Russell, pick a question.
The man with his thumbs up.
This is your related question. Most people think children today are given too much praise. True or false?
Children do get praised too much. For example, I mean, my kids, they get praised for, like, eating peas. And they eat some peas, and even they spit them out and go... Still go, oh, well done for trying the peas. 100 years ago, they'd been shoved up chimneys. And now they're going, well done, you've eaten some peas. Oh, you clever. And any piece of daubing scribble ends up on the fridge. Anything, just be shit. You just go, what is that? What are you drawing, an amoeba? What the... Oh, Christ. It's a tiger or a house. I don't know. You don't know. And then it ends up on the fridge. In my day, it was either the Blue Peter Gallery or the bin. Yeah. Do you praise your children?
Yeah, I do. I encourage them because I want them to be confident, and I think children can really, I don't know, they can take everything in like a sponge, and then their confidence can go. So I think it's important to encourage kids.
My perception's totally skewed by my old man. That's why I've got no, like, everything my dad's good at is the stuff I'm shit at, and everything he didn't like is the stuff I was good at, because I had to just be opposite to him. Like, he's got all the physical skills. He can look at a shelf and put it up. Get up, slag! And it just goes up like
What about kids these days? Do you think kids are kind of given too much praise?
Yeah, definitely. My dad was harsh on me. He's like, I'm going to get in the music game. He was like, good luck with that. And he was like, come to me when you got a top 40. I was like, Dad, I'm number 19 in the charts. He's like, come to me when you got a top 10. I was like, Dad, I'm number 6. So, Dad, come with me when you're number 1. I was like, Dad, I'm number 1. It's like, come to me when you sold out Sweden.
My dad, he was quite interesting. He would give you some encouragement if, you know, on certain things. Like, he used to play that game. You know that game, Spine in a Sack? We used to play that. Do you ever play that?
Spine?
Spine. You ever play that when you were a kid? Spine in a Sack.
Spine in a sack.
Spine in a Sack.
It sounds more like
what he'd do is he'd go out and get some roadkill. Anyway, he'd get a roadkill, and he'd whip the spine out, get the old spine out, then he'd break up all the vertebrae, put it in a sack, then he'd bounce it on our heads, right? And we'd have to guess what animal it was.
Spine in a sack.
Spine in a
Spine in a
sack.
sack.
I mean, you probably called it something different, back in a bag or something. Whatever, it's the same game. I'd
Are
go...
you guys winding me up? Is there really a game?
And I'd go, oh, is it chipmunk, Dad? And you go, don't be stupid, that's not even indigenous. How am I going to find that on a road? Harder, Sean, work harder! Do you never play it?
No, I'm really shocked because I don't know if you're winding me up or not. I'd be mortified if my dad put a dead animal and started dancing it on my head.
Yeah. This is in the 60s, I think my dad was taking a lot of drugs at that time.
Honestly, I don't know what to think.
No, he didn't know. I made it up for a joke. Very nice man, my dad. Very nice.
You did play kidneys in a shoe, though, didn't you?
John, what do you think? Most people think children today are given too much praise. What do you think?
I'm with Louise. I don't really know what to think about what's happened in the last 5 minutes. Well, the thing is, if you praise someone, then they'll think that that's what they should carry on doing. Whereas if you don't praise them, they'll want to do more. So I'm all for saying to kids, that is shit.
See, I feel out of place here because I've got a kid and I'm a loving father.
Do you praise your kid?
All the time.
How old is it?
Oh, he's a year and a half. He hasn't got a clue what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's the one time when you can slag it off and it's just fun because it can't understand, so you go, oh, you shit everything, aren't you?
Recently, I took him swimming and a kid that was only about 5 splashed him and he was only 5, but I lost my temper and went, you dick. Looking back, I'm 31. I should have probably handled the situation with more dignity. Yeah.
OK, so most people think children today are given too much praise. True or false? What are you going to say, Sean?
What do you think?
I think you're right. I think they most probably think we should be tougher.
Yeah, OK, we'll go true then.
So you're going true. What are you going to go for, John?
Let's go false. Make it exciting.
Why not?
I can tell you the answer is false.
Yes!
Yes, only 33% of people think children today are given too much praise. Children respond best to supportive praise and gentle encouragement, and if that doesn't work, lock them in their bedroom and tell them Santa's dead. Sean, Joe and Ollie, what do you like the look of?
Can I have an old woman punch in the air, please?
I agree.
Here is a clip to illustrate your question.
Looked like the sort of thing that would be on a Dispatches documentary. Followed by Ethel didn't want to be in a home.
They have closed down that choir.
I've got a weird thing about older women recently.
Have you?
Yeah.
Like a bit of granny fanny, do you?
Well, I've realised that my genuine celebrity crush when someone asked me the other day is Joanna Lumley. Like, quite honestly. And then last night I was at an event and a woman actually walked past me looking like Joanna Lumley and I gave her the kind of thing and I was like, what am I doing? This woman's probably 80.
Well, he had a stroke next to him.
But I don't know what.
OK, so the question. In a poll to find the best thing about retirement, taking up new hobbies came second. What came first? So what's the best thing about retirement?
Is it finding out what your dog does all day long? At work, I imagine people have got a dog and think, what's he doing now? When you're retired, you go, oh, he sits over there. Then he goes over there for a bit. And then he goes up the stairs, pines at my bedroom door, then comes back down.
I'll definitely pretend to forget my relatives.
Oh, yeah,
Don't know who you are. You might as well leave. Then carry on watching the telly. Thank God they've gone.
The train journey to Switzerland. Lovely scenery. That's the last time I used Eurostar, but I told my nan we were going to Euro Disney.
I'm just going to do all the things I do now, but not get the piss taken out of me for them. Right? I'm going to tuck things in, I'm going to pull my trousers up, I'm going to buy slippers. I bought a pair of slippers last week, and, you know, at my age, you have to make an ironic, just wacky, just, you know, it's just a joke, really. Just, I want to wear slippers in my house. Really soft on the inside, sliding into a slipper.
Sorry, give me the sliding into a slipper noise? That should be a lady.
What are you putting in the slipper?
If you've got... If you've got the right slipper, you don't need a woman. That's what I'm going to say.
I think eating. I think my gran was a big eater, just never store and not eating. You know, they love listing who's dead.
Oh, that's their best thing ever,
that's
yeah.
like their favourite thing. All excited that Janet's dead, and they've outlasted Janet.
People you don't know.
Yeah. Do you know Elsie? You know her mum?
Whoa. OK, my nan...
not Elsie.
My nan's called Elsie.
No, Elsie's all right.
I can't believe they found you first.
I've got some really terrible news. Ollie is your new granddad.
Your first reaction when you found out I was your grandson was to give me a pervy wink then.
OK, so Beth, you've been the closest so far, Sean, with your trip to Switzerland.
Is it holidays?
I'll give you that. The best thing about retirement is time to travel the world. Of course, once you've retired, you can go anywhere. Down to the post office, to the bingo, to the post office, then maybe the bingo, or even the bingo, and then the post office. Sean, Joe, Louis, what do you like the look of?
I don't know, I can't see.
I'm
going to speak for you, Louis, and go for the man dancing.
OK.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
OK?
Yeah.
OK, do you want to sit down now?
I couldn't see from there, that's why.
I know, yeah.
No, not at all, no. But this is your related question. Most people think being a bad dancer is more embarrassing than being bad at sport. True or false?
I'm brilliant at both. I couldn't tell you if I'm a better dancer or a better footballer.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just outstanding at both.
What form of dance suits your moves best?
I can only dance to reggae. It's like an affliction. If it starts, I just dance, and I can only stop if someone turns it down.
Yeah. It just sort of wrestles you to the ground.
Yeah. But I'm stronger than I look, so I get up.
I did that Let's Dance for Comic Relief. I did Hey Mickey, and I didn't get into the final. I worked so hard on that. I worked harder on that than I did in my A-levels.
Yeah, I watched that. You're crap, that's why.
Is that right? Let me tell you something.
Sorry, can I get a saucer of milk, please? Louis' claws are out.
I practiced so hard, I actually fractured my wrist. Did you see my cartwheel?
Fractured your wrist?
I did that on a fractured wrist.
That wasn't
OK, and afterwards
How did you fracture your wrist practicing?
Oh, God, look,
What were you doing? What was the dance?
You go, oh, Mickey, yes, and I did it like that, Hey Mickey. In my kitchen, I have a small kitchen, and I twatted it on the kitchen handle.
Sorry, your dance, I didn't see it, but your dance was that? Really? And you didn't get through to the final? You were robbed. That's amazing.
That's what they do at Heathrow to direct planes.
Oh, you all right, love? Just having a dance. Louis, when you watch other people dance, are you critical? Like when you see...
No, he's not critical at fucking all, is he?
Someone needs to let it go, shall they? Someone needs to let... Oh, even that's better than yours. Just having to say let it go is better. So when you watch, let's say, Cheryl Cole in a dance video, do you think... Oh, she's absolutely nailed that, or do you think, oh, no? Because we wouldn't know the difference.
I mean, Jerry Halliwell wasn't very good at all. When I was on tour with the Spice Girls, she weren't good.
You were on tour with the Spice Girls? Which one were you, Sporty?
No. No, I was all of them.
Because you've changed your hair, but you look better now. You look more feminine.
And I got bigger tits.
Oh, that's genuinely confusing.
Can you get milk out of those, Louis?
Yeah, big dicking.
Literally my favourite guest. Literally my favourite guest we ever have. Oh.
Any whiskey?
I don't understand what's happening.
You don't understand what's happening? Yeah. I'll tell you what's happening, Joe.
Stop looking at me like that.
I just thought you'd join in.
That's Buffalo Soldier and more sort of Buffalo Seizure.
OK, so let's get an answer on this question. Most people think being a bad dancer is more embarrassing than being bad at sport. True or false? What do you think?
I think it's probably true.
You think it's true? OK. What do you think, John?
Well, there's no such thing as dance, is there, really?
What, sorry?
It's just arrogant walking, isn't it?
You know what, Louis? I'll stick on some music, go over there, give him what for.
Just dance.
Yeah, show him.
So you said true. John, what do you think, true or false?
Well, I'm going to have to say false because there's no such thing as dance.
He's learnt nothing this evening. OK, well, I can tell you the answer is true. Yeah, 64% of people think being a bad dancer is more embarrassing than being bad at sport. I quite often catch a girl's eye when I'm dancing, usually with my elbow. OK, John's team, what would you like to look off?
I like the woman.
He likes the woman.
Go for the frightened woman.
OK, so you've gone for the frightened woman. Here is a clip, a magnificent clip, might I add, to illustrate your question.
Chris, you chose Muhammad Ali.
Come on, Miss Piggy. Come on. Come on.
Sabrina, you chose Miss Piggy.
Yes, yes, I did. Oh my God, I got the straight wrong answer.
I'm going to reveal the wrong answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The wrong answer is Miss Piggy.
Oh my God! Too high. I didn't like it at all. Stupid Muppets.
What I want to know is, what was the question? So the person that got it right said Muhammad Ali. She said Miss Piggy. How wrong?
That is how all stupid people should be punished.
OK, your related question. Most people would face their greatest fear if they were paid enough money. True or false?
I would, because my greatest fear is having no money.
You cannot argue with that. What's your greatest fear, Stacey?
I'm scared of quite a lot of things, most things, in fact.
Because you were on I'm a Celebrity, weren't you?
Yeah, that was scary.
What was the worst thing you had to do?
I hated that truck thing they put me in, where, like, every cubbyhole had a different, like, bug in it, and you have to, like, open them up and then untie knots. I mean, and you'd think they'd put the knots a little bit loose for you, you know? You've already opened this cupboard. Some spider, cockroach thingy has fallen on you. So I was covered in bugs, and I was just like, I can't open the knots. Why? And then it, like, tipped over, chucked me out the back.
Jimmy's trying to follow the story. He's going... I'd love you to explain the plot to a film like Usual Suspects. That'd be great.
OK, what's your greatest fear, John? What do you...
I'm scared of spiders, I'm scared of heights, I'm scared of things that will... I don't understand why people are supposed to get over their fears. Fear is a legitimate thing to stop you dying of things. We used to do a thing at school where you go up to someone and you go, oh, I've got something for you. Oh, blinking powder. Oh, you blinked. You go, yeah, I thought you were going to throw something in my face. It's natural. I'm not going to get over it so that I can end up... But King Harold wasn't in a field going, yeah, didn't blink though, did I?
You make a point, and it's not... you know, you should be properly scared of things that are dangerous. You know that guy who had a pet cobra?
Oh, yeah, this was recently.
Yeah, he kept a cobra in his house, and, you know, he kept it for a couple of years, and then sooner or later, it just went like that, bit him, and he died. It was very sad. But he was quoted as saying that cobras are much misunderstood. I thought, yeah, by you.
My friend worked for a while in the lion enclosure in Melbourne Zoo in Australia, and they've had several people, 3 people have tried to break in talk to the lions in the middle of the night. Mostly, there's a religious man who's jumped in twice and he reads the Bible to them. But the other guy was a karate. He was a black belt. And when the next morning, all they found was his head. And there was a legal case afterwards to try and find out what had happened. And his sensei was called in. And the quote from his sensei was, no. All I said to him was, you are so good, you could fight a lion.
I love the way you say they had an inquest. Was it an inquest?
Inquest.
Inquest into the death. I'm not qualified in any way, but I could tell you what happened there. Lion go yum yum.
Do you think the lion toyed with him at all? Said, whoa, that's hard. What are you doing? You're a tough guy. What is this? Karate, is it? Never heard of that. Oh, stop. Ow, that hurts.
OK, most people would face their greatest fear if they were paid enough money, true or false? Sean?
What do you think?
Definitely.
Yes,
I think
OK,
they would.
yes,
I think people
definitely.
would.
We'll say definitely.
You're saying true, you're saying?
We think yes as well.
Yeah, go on.
OK, I can tell you the answer is true. 83% of people would face their greatest fear if they were paid enough money. People appear on shows like I'm a Celebrity to conquer their worst fears, like not being famous anymore.
Anyway.
Nation sweetheart. John, Rachel, Tim, what do you want to answer a question on?
Can we have the lady with the knife and fork? She looks angry about what's about to happen, and I want to find out why.
OK, all right. Well, your related question, OK? Worst thing on a date, a fussy eater or someone who drinks too much?
If they're a fussy eater, you can just eat their food. Done. I'm happy.
So that would be a good thing for you, a positive
That'd be
thing.
fine, as long as they actually go to the restaurant to start with, because I did go out with someone that would only eat, like, yellow stuff. When I was young, he'd only eat, like, chicken nuggets and chips, so...
So you go out to a restaurant and you go, do you have anything yellow?
Did you go to a custard house? One of London's very fine custard houses.
How many dates did you have with this guy?
I went out with him for 3 years.
John, are you a fussy eater?
No, I'm fairly easygoing. It's the drinking that concerns me. They have to drink. Especially on a date where it's awkward anyway. You don't want someone who's going to remember it.
Non-drinkers are difficult. I respect their decision to not drink, but it makes life very, very hard. It's like having a different religion. It's fine, they can crack on with it, but I don't want to be with them, so...
I find a heavy drinker on a date very much a positive. If they're hammered, you know...
It's very different for the man
It's a
or the
clincher.
woman.
Yeah.
The men might try and push drinks on the women, but if the woman can't really do anything with the drunk man.
Yes, you can.
I went on a stag do once to Edinburgh, right? The stag was a very, very dear friend of mine. And this is a prime example of alcohol makes you go over the line, right? We're watching the FA Cup final between Liverpool and Arsenal. Half-time, we're all sat around having a couple of pints. My mate turns around and says, it's boring, this, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Give me 5 minutes. And he went upstairs and he came down in his dressing gown with a can of deodorant. And he just got on the microphone, you know, like they do in a local pub. Went, ladies and gentlemen, the human fireball! And he sprayed himself in deodorant and lit it. And then he got the belt from the robe. The human fireball would like to introduce to you the helicopter. So he got the belt from his dressing gown, wrapped it around his penis, and then pulled it really fast, and his willy went...
I thought we agreed we were never going to talk about this afterwards.
What alcohol does, it brings out the competition element of the male. So what happened next was that another friend said, well, watch this. Everyone give me your coppers. So everyone coppered up. You know, like, you won't know about that because you're posh. So everyone put, like, the pennies in and the 2p's. He put 83 pence in pennies down his foreskin. Yeah. And then he started coughing and they all individually dropped out. Now, that's a party trick.
How did he find out he could do that?
Because he was drunk, Jimmy!
Sure it wasn't Darren Brown stag do?
OK, all right, so what's worse on a date, a fussy eater or someone who drinks too much?
We're going to go fussy eater.
Booze.
Someone who will only eat booze.
What are you going for?
We're going for someone who drinks too much.
OK. Sean, what are you going to go for?
Probably heavy drinking is worse.
I can tell you, you are right. Yes! 63% of people said someone who drinks too much is worse than a fussy eater. I think a fussy eater is worse. If she won't put that in her mouth, she's not going to like what I've got planned for dessert. Oh, this tasted coppers. Johnston, what do you like the look of?
I should do that. Look at that.
You're going for the man doing karate. There's a clip to illustrate your question. Have a look at this. Pretty impressive stuff.
The Sisters of the Holy Family serve what is perhaps the most crime-ridden area of Philadelphia. Their orphanage is in constant danger of vandalism and burglary. Unwilling to give up after some 80 years of service to the community, the sisters have turned to the Old Testament for a solution. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Their skills are predominantly protective and defensive. But should human life or chastity be at stake, the good sisters are well prepared for sterner measures.
It's funny you think they'd use nunchucks.
Nunchucks!
Come on!
OK, your related question. Most men would rather be good at martial arts than DIY. True or false?
Well, why can't you have both? Just total all-round guy.
Yeah, you put up a shelf and then take it straight down.
Where's DIY?
What is... Stop doing DIY and Kung Fu at the same time. Kimberly has a question. Kimberly.
What is DIY?
It's putting up shelves. You know, DIY, do it yourself.
Like carpentry?
Yes, carpentry.
Yeah, carpentry.
Joinery. You know, all kinds of things. Plumbing, you can do a bit of plumbing in it.
Okay.
What do you call that in America, then?
Handyman.
Handyman.
Or Mexican.
There's no real benefits to being good at DIY, whereas, you know, martial arts.
There's no benefit to being good at DIY. DIY is impressive, I think. If you can do... I've got nothing. I've got no ability to change plugs and do things around the house, and it's emasculating.
Yeah, but if you're going to get robbed in an alleyway, you don't want to be like, hey, I'll build you a shelf. And you can put my wallet on there.
You've got a really high shelf, you won't be able to reach it. Very good point. And also, you get to make those noises, don't you, with martial arts, like... And you only make those noises if you're really bad at DIY. Oh, fucking
Wait, do you become Irish when you do DIY?
Do you do any martial arts?
I used to do a little bit when I was younger, yeah.
What did you used to do?
Just martial arts, yeah.
Oh. No, sorry, we're talking about fighting rather than just cleaning windscreens. What, was it mixed martial art? Was it karate? Was it... I just want to know what I'm dealing with if things kick off between them.
If it kick off, it'll be fine. But what do the women prefer, though? Martial arts or DIY?
Martial art, yeah, the DIY, they came in pretty quick, though. They seem keener. They seem more desperate.
It's DIY short-term with a boyfriend, isn't it? And then martial arts long-term when you've got a nice house to protect.
Have you ever... I mean, because presumably with the dancing, you become very fit and you become very flexible and stuff. Have you ever tried any martial arts? Have you ever...
I've done kickboxing.
You've done kickboxing?
Mm-hmm.
So you could beat someone up?
Yes.
Only if it's a box.
OK. So, Sean, what are you going to go for? What do you think people would prefer?
I think most men would rather be good at martial arts.
OK. You're going martial arts. What do you think you're going to go for, John?
Well, I think it's DIY because you would save money then, wouldn't you? And people are tight, so...
DIY.
OK, I can tell you the answer is false. 62% of men would rather be good at DIY than martial arts. They're right. In a fight, I let my fist do the talking. Please don't hurt me. Pick of the polls. John, Alex, Joe, what do you like the look of?
We'll have Lady Gaga.
OK. Most people would rather wear something practical than look cool. True or false? What do you think?
Well, it's all about looking cool for me. Like under this, I'm wearing quite expensive lingerie. It's impractical, but I feel great.
Gives you the support you need.
No, it doesn't. It's the opposite. It's right up my arse.
But I think it is age dependent. People, you know, maybe, got to be careful here, 40?
I'm 40, yeah.
Downwards, go for, you know, look cool.
Have you seen the two guys you're sitting with? You suffer for fashion. Do you wear heels? Do you wear uncomfortable things to look good?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a heel, if there's heels available.
If there's heels available, you have a heel.
But I also like a flat Converse.
I really want to say I've got a rocket in my pocket in your accent.
Do it.
I got a rocket in my pocket.
Danny, would you rather be practical or look cool?
Try a bit of both. I can't be fucked wearing a suit and all that, do you know what I mean? Can't do a tie.
Can't do a tie?
No, I can't do a tie. That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Oi!
Go on, mate, do him.
Yeah.
Well, this is the fight we've been waiting for.
You fucking giving it the big one? What's going on over here? What's happening here?
Yeah, mate, you're giving it the big one. He's a dickhead.
There does come a time in a man's life when he goes, yeah, slippers, come on.
No, I've got a pair of slippers. Don't worry about that.
What have you gone for? Have you gone for the Ugg slipper?
I've gone for a moccasin. I'm old school.
Moccasin? I haven't really considered a moccasin.
But don't put the whole moccasin on. Just, like, you know, push the back of it down so it's more of a flip-flop.
You're exactly right.
So you can just sort of slip your trotters into them, you know what I mean? Like,
slip your trotters in, yeah.
Have a shuffle about, you know. When you need to kick them off and have a lay down, you got to fuck about with, you know, taking them off. Why the fucking hell am I talking about moccasins?
Miles, would you say you're a slave to fashion?
Yeah, I mean, for instance, what young Danny was just talking about with regards to his slippers, I have a very similar attitude towards my espadrilles in the summer. Always keep the backs down, certainly.
Well, both practical and cool. I mean,
It's
you
not
really...
practical. No, we're all having a laugh, but they come off when you're going downstairs. Fine when you're going upstairs, and then you go off the first step, your bloody slipper slides down the stairs.
Who says I'm planning to go up or downstairs? Maybe I've moved into a bungalow to be safer.
Sean, what do you think? Practical? Would you go practical now?
Now?
Well, I mean, for the show, you tend to, you know, you dress down a little bit, but heels and...
It's a liberty, that is, dressed down. I think, well, it's a strong top he's got on now.
Yes, yeah. Very strong top.
I mean, you can do the old collars up a bit, I think. You know what I mean? Have a pair of bollocks about you, fucking...
Better.
You look like you're ready for a tear-up now, you know what I mean? Like...
Oh, crikey. My tailor always says it's very important to have a pair of bollocks about you.
Let's get some answers on this. So what do you think? Most people would rather wear something practical than look cool. True or false? What do you think? You think true, you think practical's the way forward. OK, what do you think, John?
False.
We think false.
You think people like to look cool. OK, well, I can tell you, the answer is true. 73% of people would rather wear something practical than look cool. Pick of the polls. Rob, Paisley, Josh, what do you like the look of?
The suitcases?
You've chosen the suitcases. Here's your related question. Most people find going on holiday stressful. True or false?
True. The one thing that proper grinds my gears about going on holiday is you get to the hotel and your room's not ready. Like, that shit pisses me off. Like, I get that other people stay here too,
but you know I'm coming.
Yeah.
So please let the room be like, I don't want to sit there in my sweaty plain clothes in the baking heat, like sipping a mimosa. I'm like, I don't want this. I want to strip down.
Well, you seem very stressed. Do you know what you need?
If they kept me waiting like that, I would put my sweaty plain pums straight in their pool and be like, your problem now.
The thing is, I get quite stressed at the airport. What annoys me the most is when you try and buy something and they go, oh, you got a boarding card? But why do I need my boarding pass for this? Do you think... Of course I'm flying somewhere. Do you think I've gone through security for an hour to buy a packet of minstrels for £8?
That's what really scared me about Heathrow. I was going to Ireland. I used to go all the time when my Nana was still alive. She, like, really stretched that out. Like, 10 years she pretended to die. And you'd go closer and closer and closer to the Ryanair gate, and then there was an off-license right by the door to go on the plane. And they had a big sign there that was like, no ID, no sale. And I was like, no ID? How'd you get in the fucking airport? How'd you get to the gate?
What about you, Josh? You go away on holiday much?
Well, the only holidays I've been on in the last 10 years have been on a badge. So...
How many A's is it? Badge.
Are
you in Peaky Blinders?
I am. I told you I'm dangerous. I am.
What are you on? Are you...
A badge. And there's a lot of stress, you know, there's driving the badge.
Yeah, just say what you're on. Badge!
Cooking in the badge, boxer size on a badge, aggressive
Stop
dish.
saying badge! How come you went on a badge holiday?
When I was at uni, some guy who went uni with, he had a badge in Reading. So we went there. To be honest, this is quite sad. For years, it was the only time I've been to London when I was stuck in the Megabus bus station waiting to go to Reading on my badge. That was my whole experience of London till about 3 years ago. It was great, though. They had a Greggs.
Yeah. So, do you travel much?
I used to interminably when I was in the theatre. Because I'm an erstwhile thespian, you see.
Yes.
So I went all over the UK, up and down, again and again, and around in awful digs. My dad said I was living off the smell of an oily rag. I thought that was a divine remark.
The same oily rag you used on your mum.
Kiri, what do you find stressful about travel over here?
Last girls' holiday I went on was a nightmare. Really horrible. Like, I lacerated my hand on a rock playing in the sea, and then we went to get it sorted out, and it needed 4 stitches, but it was like €200, and I didn't have that. I'd spent it on the holiday. So I just bought some iodine and poured it in the wound, and then sellotaped it up. And then we booked to go to a water park the next day, and I couldn't get it wet because I had it sellotaped and I had to keep it straight. So all the photos of me are basically doing a full-on Nazi salute on all the rides, trying to keep my wound dry.
Now, one way to make holidays less stressful is to ensure you get to the gate at the airport on time. I've got a time-saving invention here. Would you like to have a go? It's a suitcase, and it's like a ride-on suitcase. Rob, do you want to go?
Yes. I've never wanted to do anything more in my life.
OK, so you can probably figure it out. It's, yeah, open
it
that,
comes out there?
And then you can pull up the handle.
Oh, hello.
Pull up that.
What?
It's quite powerful.
Yeah.
Right. So you're at... Rob, the flight leaves in 2 minutes. It's over there. You're all the way over there.
Not a problem.
It's a busy airport, Rob. You're never going to make it,
Not
mate.
a problem, mate. I've got a speedy boarding. Here we go. Is that on?
Mate, honestly, the flight is going.
I'll come back round.
I've never seen him this happy.
See you next week! This is the best thing I've ever had. I'm having this now, Jim. I don't know.
That's good.
I mean, it don't corner well.
Oh, darling, that hump, you practically flew.
You
Yeah.
did.
It turned into chitty before my eyes.
You've got to be brave with it. Flying through Gatwick on that. Kids walking 100 metres behind. See you later, kids.
OK, let's get some answers. Most people find going on holiday stressful. What do you think, Rob?
I'd say yeah. Like...
OK, what do you think?
I'll say yeah.
Yeah, no.
You're saying false. What are you going to go with, Catherine?
We think it's absolutely true. Yes. On holiday.
OK, well, I can tell you the answer is false. But 39% of people do find going on holiday stressful.
Thank you very much.
When I went on holiday, I was worried that my elderly nana wouldn't be there when I got back. I needn't have worried. I rushed back from the airport, and there she was, lying at the bottom of the stairs just where I left her.
I hope you enjoyed those clips. If you want to watch full episodes of 8 out of 10 Cats, then you can on my YouTube channel. Just, search for it on YouTube and you'll find it, because it's there.